Tesla had a good day today, up 5.5%. And you guys know that I've been very, very bullish on Tesla, basically since end of May, early June, when we saw this BX trender on the monthly chart flip from red to green. You're going to see that flip from red to green indicates that institutional buyers are finally stepping in. And since we started covering this stock, you're going to see that in the past 5 months, it is currently up 89%. And for those of you who are long-term investors, my goal and what I think we're going to see by end of this year into next year is at least another move back up to $420, maybe by end of next year, $500. With all of that said, for the past 2 days, I have not been bearish on Tesla. I have not just been in an extremely bullish or buying mode, right? Like, you have to understand that just because something isn't a buy doesn't mean it's necessarily a sell. And more importantly, it doesn't mean that it's time to get puts or short the stock. If we take a look at this screen here, you're going to see we have the daily chart up. The only two indicators that I'm running is one, a volume profile on the right side of the screen, and all that does is just show you not how many shares were traded within a day like normal volume, but it shows you where those shares were traded within the past year. The most important indicator is the indicator at the bottom of your screen, which is called the BX Trender. This is a free indicator on TradingView. I'm currently using TrendSpider. If you're a part of our Discord community, you can get access to that version. But every single time price on the BX Trender flips from red, this red line you can see here, to green is a clear indication of institutional buying. If we were to simply enter when the BX Trender flips from red to green and exit when it flips from green to red, you can see that we would do phenomenally over the long term. And even better, you can see there's a couple of these losses that happen back here, is if we zoom out and take a look at the weekly chart to get a better idea of how the buy sell pressure is. Now, if you want to learn this indicator in detail, as well as the exact settings, how to get this set up, and how I use this every single day within my trading, you can go and get access to the course. It's completely free. It's a whole standard operating procedure with a PDF that shows you exactly how to do all of that. The link will be in the description. Now, looking at this, you're going to see that in most cases, when the bot takes profit or when the BX Trender flips from green to red, in most cases, price will sometimes consolidate sideways or at worst, usually sell off a little bit. This is what I was expecting for Tesla. Kind of if we look back to what occurred back here on July 16th of 2024. Now, I need you to understand, I am a quantitative trader. I only trade based off of data. I do not trade entirely based off of fundamentals. Yet, the fundamental landscape of the company, specifically going into 2025, is definitely different than it was a couple of months ago, or honestly, even just a couple of weeks ago. Whether you like it or not, it is better objectively for Trump to be in office if you're a Tesla shareholder. I'm not telling you what to believe politically. I'm just saying that from an actual business perspective, it's just better for them, and specifically the reason that the stock ran today, because Trump could potentially lower the regulations needed for unsupervised FSD, is honestly the whole thing that we're really focused on right now, because the Robotaxi network is what's going to make the biggest difference in this company, and in my opinion, bring it to $1 trillion company. What happened last time is we would have taken this profit here on July 10th. We get a sell-off on the next day. BX Trender flips from green to red. Price sells off, pushes back up into this resistance level, traps a ton of people, right? The reason it traps people is because price bounces nearly from lows to high 12% in 3 days. But what happens on the BX? The BX is still red. The SMA is still red. This is a sign that will normally continue to sell off or at least consolidate. And so my thought process and what I think can still happen here with Tesla is not that we're going to pull back down and fill this gap to 260 or 240. I don't think that's happening. Worst case, what I think will happen is price will bounce as we did, reject between 340 to 345, trap some retail investors, and worst case, sell back off into $300, maybe absolute worst, $280 before finding a potential support and bouncing. I do not think that this is over. I easily, like I said, think that we're going to see Tesla continue to run in the next couple of months and in the next year. I just ultimately believe that short term, there is not enough conviction and strength for me to become bullish once again. I think this is a great time to sell cash secured puts. I think this is a great time if you want to try to get in early, but at the end of the day, this is not confirmed. I will look to become bullish again when we see this flip from red to green. That's when I will look to become short-term bullish. That is when I think that we could see another 10, 15, 20% run to the upside and eventually take out $360 to $380. Now, at the end of the day, I'm still holding 2027 calls. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope this thing does not reject. I hope this thing continues to run. But hope doesn't do too well in the market. You need to focus on having a strategy, and you need to focus on sticking to that strategy through thick and thin. And it doesn't mean that losses are not going to happen. I've had a life-changing year, like the craziest year I've ever had, most of it from Tesla, like a good portion of it, but my win rate's only 64%. Like this presence on the internet when it comes to trading that you can't be wrong, and that being wrong means that you're doing something incorrect, and that's not the case. You can actually make money but not do things correctly. And I buy Tesla calls that expire this Friday, and Tesla pumps 10% overnight. It doesn't mean that what I did was right, but did I make money? Of course I did. And so you need to stop focusing on the outcome and focusing on what's happening after you do something, and instead focus on the inputs. Focus on why you took the trade. Focus on proper risk management. Focus on entering and exiting when your conditions are met, instead of focusing on what your return is from that trade. I hope this video helped. If you guys want to get access to all of our courses, they're completely free. Link is in the description. And if you want to get access to my real-time trade alerts, which we're up $3.8 million this year with only a win rate, and access to all of our trading bot alerts within our Discord community, you can join our private academy. The link is in the description. You can join your first month for 90% off, so $10 the first month, just by using the code Market10. This sale for Black Friday, but my goal here is to get you into a trading system that, number one, actually works, but number two, with no risk and no worry. You don't have to come into this community and start trading money and thinking this is going to change your life. You come in and just learn. I've seen so many people who are just worried about growing their accounts and growing their capital, but if I handed most people $1 million, they wouldn't be able to scale it. So instead, focus on learning the skill over just having money or just trying to scale as fast as you can. Guys, I hope to see you in the community, and have a great night.